Welcome back to Liable of Zest. Today we continue with day 4 of our 7-day Pilates challenge. I hope you're ready and excited for yet another beautiful Pilates class with a lot of mobility, a lot of activation, and a lot of fun. Let's get straight into it. We're going to be starting with a warm-up and then progressing into our sequences. Let's start lying down on our right-hand sides. We're going to get that trunk and that back nicely loose. Let's extend our right arm out in front of us. Our left arm is comfortably on top of that other hand. And we are stacking our hips and shoulders. Knees are in line with our hips and ankles in line with knees. You can see a little bit of a 90 degree in those hips and knees. And we're going to slowly roll our body over to the other side, allowing that back to stretch out. We're just going to do 3 of these on each side. I want you to make sure your hips are facing forward and you're allowing that shoulder to fall. You're following your hand as you're moving. And we've got 1 more and we're going to stay there and rounding our hand up towards the wall behind us and rolling all the way down and slowly turning over to the other side. Same thing, arms out in front of you, knees in line with hips and ankles in line with knees, and inhale and exhale, opening, allowing that body to stretch out and slowly back and exhale, open. You can feel that stretch going down that back and the sides of your body. And we're opening and reaching our arm around and over and slowly rolling it across and around. We're going to get onto our all fours. Remember that posture, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And I want that pelvis in neutral, drawing those shoulder blades down that back. Neck is in neutral. We're going to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, we are lifting and opening our chest up towards the ceiling while we're keeping our hips facing the floor. And slowly down. And we're going to do 3 of these. And opening and following our other hand with our eyes to get some mobility into that neck. And other side, we're inhaling and exhaling, opening that arm up towards the ceiling and slowly down. Core nice and tight as we're working. And all the way up. And last one. And up. And slowly down. Looking back down in front of you, make sure that neck is in that comfortable, neutral position. We're going to inhale and on that exhale, lift right knee off the floor. Inhale, exhale, lift left knee off the floor. And we're going to hold in this front support for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, shoulders down, scaps down at back. And 3, 2, 1, and dropping your knees back into all fours. We're going to inhale. And exhale, rounding that spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, rounding it towards the floor, opening that chest. Getting that beautiful mobility into that spine. And inhale, exhale, opening that chest. And last one, pushing that spine up towards the ceiling. And back to neutral. We're going to bring that right knee off the floor again. And left knee, sucking belly to spine. I want you to feel that activation in your tummy for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping your knees back in and leaning into rest position. Deep breaths. As we're recovering, we're going to go back into that front support position. Let's lift back up into all fours. Right leg up, left leg up, and we're holding. Work hard to feel that activation, keeping that posture, squeezing glutes. Heels are above those toes. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, lift right leg off the floor into toe tap for 8 counts. That's 1 and 2 and 3, looking straight out in front of you. 4, 5 and 6. 2 more. 7 and 8. And slowly dropping right leg down, lifting left, and inhale, exhale, toe tap, and 1 and 2, core tight, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Dropping that leg down and slowly dropping your knees to the floor to lean back into rest position. Well done. I hope you are feeling that heart rate. I hope you're feeling good and nice and warm. We're going to walk our hands towards the right hand side, stretching out that body, pushing those ribs outwards. And we're going to walk our hands over towards the left hand side and stretching those ribs outwards. Keep working, everyone. We got that heart rate nice and high and ready for a beautiful session of Pilates. We're going to turn over into a seated position. I want you to extend your legs out in front of you, toes up towards the ceiling and stacking that vertebra. We want our hands in a T position, palms facing the ceiling. We're slowly going to inhale, and on that exhale, rotating our shoulders towards the left hand side, 2 pulses, and inhale, center, keeping that posture, keeping that back straight. I want you to work really hard on keeping that core activation, and inhale, exhale to the other side, 2 pulses, keeping those gaps going down that back to center, and other side. Let's do 1 more on each side, 2 pulses, back to center, and last side, back to center. We're slowly going to bring our arms up towards the ceiling and back in front of us. We're going to roll head, neck, and chest all the way down towards our knees, back up, stacking that vertebra, bringing those arms up towards the ceiling, back into T-point, back up to the ceiling, back in front of us, and tucking in. That's 1 rep. We're going to do 2 more of those, reaching as far as you can, and slowly rolling back up, stacking that vertebra, bringing arms up towards the ceiling, back into T-point, palms are facing the ceiling, back up to the ceiling, back in front of you. Deep breath in, and exhale, tucking in that neck, and then that chest all the way down to your knees. And we're going to do 1 more, rolling that spine back up, stacking that vertebra. During this time, I want you to really focus on where it is that you're feeling tight, where you're feeling a little bit weak and unable to activate. And we're going to work on those weaker components during this session. Let's roll forward, reaching, pushing those knees into the ground. We're going to inhale and exhale, reach a little bit further if you can. Allow that spine to go into a rounded C curve. And slowly, deep breath in to exhale and stack that vertebra into a beautiful posture. We're going to bring our feet onto the floor, bending those knees, bringing our arms out in front of us. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, rolling ourselves down all the way into a lying down position. Well done. Let's get ready for our pelvic curl. We're going to get that pelvis in a beautiful neutral position. That natural lower back or lumbar curve needs to be present, and we want to suck that belly towards your spine, sucking in that pelvic floor. We're going to start with our arms on the sides, warming up with just 5 pelvic curls. Let's inhale, and on that exhale, slowly rolling that pelvis up towards the ceiling, squeezing those glutes, digging those heels into the ground. Work really hard to get that posture. I want you to feel your core pulling that pelvis up. I want you to see that your hips are aligned. I want you to make sure that those knees are being pulled in and you're feeling that beautiful thigh activation. Inhale and exhale, articulating through that spine, 1 vertebra at a time, all the way back to starting point. Using this time to do it slowly and control yourself up and down, core nice and tight, and lifting yourself back up. 1 vertebra at a time, squeezing those glutes. Inhale, exhale down. We've got 3 more. Keep going. And inhale, you can see my spine is working in a beautiful fluid motion as it rolls up and down. And inhale and exhale all the way down, back to the floor. And last one, we're lifting that pelvis up towards the ceiling, digging those heels into the ground, and we're going to hold in the air for 10 counts. Keep holding. 8, 7, 6, 5. Feel that glute burn. Feel that thigh burn. Push those shoulders into the ground. Keep that neck in neutral. And we're going to inhale and exhale. Lift right leg up into tabletop. And we're going to inhale and exhale. Toe tap and inhale up. That's 1 and 2. Keeping those hips aligned. Work really hard. And 3. Keep going. And 4 and 5 and exhale down. Inhale up. 6. We've got 2 more. And 7 and 8. And dropping that leg down. Inhale to exhale and lift that left leg up. And slowly toe tap on that exhale. Inhale up. Keep working. That's 2. Lift as high as you can while still maintaining that good posture. We've got 5 more. And 1 and 2. Core tight. 3 and 4. And 5, dropping that leg down, lifting those hips to slowly roll yourself back to the floor. We're going to lift our right leg into tabletop, then our left leg. We're going to bring our arms into a T position. We're going to drop our knees towards a 45-degree angle to the side on that inhale, and on that exhale, we're pulling our knees back to center. And inhale towards the left, keeping a 90-degree angle in those hips and knees. Back to center. You're working your core to pull yourself back to center as you're working. I want you to really be aware of your body in time and space. Your muscles are in charge, not gravity and not momentum. Let's do 1 more on each side after this one, keeping those toes pointed. Back to center. And last one. And slowly back to center. We're going to interlace our hands behind our head, lifting head, neck, and chest off the ground, holding it there. We're going to hold in this position, and we're going to do a single leg toe tap into straight leg lower. You got to work really hard. You'll feel that when we do that straight leg lower, that pelvis wants to tilt. Work hard to make sure that it doesn't do so. And that's 3 and 4. Keeping those elbows in your periphery, scaps going down that back. And one more on each side after this one. Work really hard. Let's push through. You want to feel that burn in your tummy and no pain or activation anywhere else. And back up, keeping those legs in tabletop position. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, roll ourselves all the way down. And we're going to inhale, and on that exhale, rolling head, neck, and chest up towards the ceiling. And slowly back. Work really hard and making sure that that pelvis doesn't tilt towards your chin. You want to keep it in that neutral position. And exhale up. Keep working. Let's do 5 more. Exhale up, inhale down. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and slowly rolling yourself all the way down and hugging those knees towards your chest. Let's have a well-deserved recovery now. Well done for pushing through. If you are struggling, it's really okay to have some rest in between. Let's place our feet on the floor, arms in a T position. We're going to rock those knees from side to side just to loosen ourselves up before we progress. Very well done. We are going to go into a hamstring pull in preparation for our jackknife. So let's get ourselves up. Feet are off the floor, extending both toes up towards the ceiling. We're rolling head, neck, and chest off the floor. If you struggle with neck pain, you can try and hold your head with one hand while you alternate holding the back of your knee with the other. But we're going to place both hands behind the back of our right knee, pointing those toes. Deep breath in, and on that exhale, lowering that left leg while we bring that right knee towards our chest and rotate and rotate. Allow that body to stretch. You should feel a beautiful activation in that core while we're keeping that knee straight to get a hamstring stretch. Last one on each leg after this one. And slowly bringing those knees back together, bending them, rolling head, neck, and chest back on the floor and hugging knees to chest. Well done. We are going to bring our arms either to our sides or in a T position. We're lifting our legs back up towards the ceiling. We're going to inhale and fall, allow our legs to fall towards the right hand side. And on that exhale, rolling our legs in a round circle and back up from the opposite end, then back to center. You got to work really hard here to keep that pelvis in position. You don't want to roll too much. We're working really hard. Inhale towards the right, and on that exhale, lowering those legs all the way down and around towards the left, then back to center. If you're struggling with hamstring tightness or tightness anywhere else, you don't have to straighten your legs as much, and you also don't have to go as low. Go according to your level of comfort and ability to maintain that good control and posture. The key here is to get an activation in your core while still maintaining perfect posture. Let's change over to the other side. Inhale, fall towards the left. Exhale, rotate. Working really hard to keep that activation and around and back to center, and dropping down. And exhale, rotate. And let's do 2 more. Keep pushing around. You should be feeling a beautiful burn in those lower abdominals. Inhale to the left. Exhale, rotate. back to center. Last one, inhale to lift, exhale, all the way around, and back to center. Dropping our feet onto the floor, feet slightly larger than shoulder width apart. We're just going to rock those knees from side to side, allowing that mobility into those hips, and ready to attempt the jackknife. For those of you who do struggle to get into those positions, I will start with a modification and then progress. Modification, you're going to lift your legs up towards the ceiling, and you're going to inhale, lower those legs, and on that exhale, lift yourself all the way up towards the ceiling and slowly control yourself back down. All right, that's the modification. The rest of us are going to do our rollover before we progress into that jackknife movement. Let's inhale, lower those legs, and on that exhale, lift yourself over, bringing those knees towards your head, pointing those toes, and slowly lifting your legs up towards the ceiling, squeezing those glutes, and trying to get to beautiful parallel, perpendicular positioning of your body to the floor before you control yourself back down. Let's do 2 more of those. And inhale, lowering those legs. Exhale, lifting your body, your legs over your head into that rollover, and controlling yourself up towards the ceiling, using glutes and core, up, 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 and articulating through that spine to control yourself down. Last one, let's make it count. Inhale, lowering those legs. Exhale, lifting them over your head and lifting those knees up towards the ceiling. Squeezing those glutes, squeezing that core, and controlling yourself all the way down. And hugging those knees towards your chest. Well done. And don't feel disheartened or unmotivated if you do struggle with that movement. Just keep practicing, keep working on that flexibility and mobility. We're going to get into a seated position, and I want your hands to be facing your body. Those of you who also struggle with this movement, modification, knees are bent, you're lifting your hips up. The rest of us are going to keep our legs straight. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, lift hips up towards the ceiling and hold, activating your quads, activating glutes, working really hard to keep alignment for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. We're going to prepare to lift and lower our legs. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, lift hips up towards the ceiling. We're going to lift right leg up and toe tap for 5 counts. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Dropping that leg down, lifting your left leg and toe tap 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and slowly dropping yourself down. If you do struggle with that movement again, like I said, you do it with your knees bent. Well done, everyone. We're going to stack that vertebra, keeping those ankles in line with those hips, pointing those toes towards the wall in front of us, palms in front of us. And we're going to roll down and stretch that spine out, pushing those heels into the ground, pushing those knees into the ground, and slowly back up. We're going to flex those ankles, pointing those toes towards us, and we're going to do that same thing all the way down and reaching forward and slowly back up. Let's turn over onto our right hand sides. We're going to start with our elbows comfortably under our shoulders. We are lifting and elevating our ribs and our side part of our tummies. We're going to lift our hips off the floor. If you do struggle with keeping balance, you can keep your hips down. We're going to lift up. We're placing our other hand comfortably behind our head and lifting our upper leg towards the ceiling. And we're slowly going to kick our leg forward for 2 pulses and inhale back 2 pulses. That's 1 and 2, stabilizing, and 3. Keep working. 4 and 5. And we're going to lift and hold for 10, 9. Work hard. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly coming down. We're going to turn over onto our tummies. We're going to do some back extension and back extensor work before we progress onto the other side. We're lifting, bending our knees and bringing our ankles towards us. Neck in neutral. We're going to place our hands around our ankles. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, lifting our chest and lifting our knees off the ground. And slowly back down. Squeezing those glutes, working really hard. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. And slowly down. That's 2. And exhale up. Work hard, looking in front of you as you're lifting. And slowly down, looking down as you're releasing. And all the way up, lifting those knees. And slowly back. And let's do 1 more, and we're going to hold for 10 seconds. Let's push, lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down. We're going to bring our elbows comfortably under us, looking straight out in front of us. I want you to lift both knees off the ground. And I want you to, if you're feeling any back pain, then keep your knees on the floor. Let's lift, and we're going to pulse our right leg towards our glute as we extend our left leg for 2 pulses and rotate. And as we're doing this, we are making sure that our shoulders are away from our ears, and we're activating that core, and we're breathing in and out, working really hard to keep that good posture. And let's do 1 more on each side. And slowly releasing and lifting yourself into rest position, pushing those shoulders into the ground. We're going to turn over onto our left hand side to do that same thing on our sides. Let's prepare to lift those hips up off the floor. Core nice and tight. Work really hard to maintain that stability. Again, if you do struggle with that side plank, you can keep your hips down. Let's lift up. Other hand behind head. Lifting. Inhale. And on that exhale, 2 pulses forward, 2 pulses back. That's 1. Stabilizing with that core. And that's 3. 2 more before we do our 10-second hold. And 5. And lifting and holding for 10. Tucking in that pubic bone, stabilizing, and everything is aligned. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down, turning over onto your back. We're going to place our knees our right knee over our left knee and hugging our ankles towards our glutes to get that glute stretch. Well done, everyone. I hope you're feeling activated and ready for the day. And let's change over. Just remember, while we're stretching, there's such an importance in maintaining that posture, and it's quality over quantity. So if you struggle to do however many reps I was saying, rather do 3 good ones than 8 okay ones. Rather rest in between if you do struggle, and don't push your body past the limits. Go to the point where you're feeling challenged and worked, but aren't going to hurt yourself. Let's lift ourselves up into a seated position, and I want you to rotate and push that groin towards the wall in front of you, and you're tucking in your right foot into your left groin, and you are pointing that left toe up towards the ceiling and reaching your right arm over towards your left toe, pushing those knees into the ground. You should be getting a stretch down your side of your body into your groin and into your calves and hamstrings, and just hold. We're inhaling and exhaling and slowly changing over to the other side and reaching. Remember to point those toes towards the ceiling, pushing that other glute into the ground and holding, reaching as far as you can and slowly coming back up. Well done for continuing and progressing through our 7-day challenge. We have 3 more days of this awesome and exciting 7-day Pilates challenge. So keep it up, keep up the good work, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5.